From Monaco to Arsenal, then to Man City, Spurs and Palace. He really is an icon of the Premier League era. He also went and played alongside some Galacticos at Real Madrid, and who can forget his celebration for Man City when he scored against his former club, Arsenal.
What a player he was, by the way.
Oh, God. Well, you can tell him yourself, because Emmanuel Adebayor is with us this morning. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Agbonlahor. Good morning, everyone. I'm good. Just back home from a long journey. I went to Turkey, so I came back yesterday. Everything is good. My family, everyone is happy. So, yeah, I'm good, in a good shape.
That's the main thing. Good.
Great. You look well. You look cool. Is anything to do with the specs on? Were you out last night?
But listen, last night was a little bit crazy. Obviously, watching Champions League in between Arsenal and Atletico Madrid, with family, with friends in the garden. It was quite fun to watch, and happy for them to be in the final.
You can't watch football in the garden in England, Emmanuel. Just rains.
I know.
Rains.
That's why I quickly moved back home, because home I can do anything.
I don't blame you.
I'm a guy that always stay outside.
Yes. What did you think last night, Emmanuel, watching the game? How did you think Arsenal did, and how did you think Atletico Madrid did over two legs?
Listen, I think Arsenal did quite well. Obviously, we all knew that Atletico Madrid are a good team. Obviously, a good team away from home. They play quite good football with some good players. They have like Ademola Lookman on the side and Griezmann, who can keep the ball quite well. But unfortunately, it didn't work for them yesterday, and I think Arsenal managed the game quite well. They didn't play that well, but at the end of the day, what is important is to go through to the final, and that's what they have done. They were brilliant at the back. They were solid at the back. They play with communication a lot. You can see a lot of them talking to each other yesterday during the game. So you can just tell that this team wanted to be in the final, but now obviously against either Paris Saint-Germain or Bayern Munich, is going to be a whole different ball game together.
What do you think of Gyökeres as a striker, Emmanuel? Because last night he done better. This season he's got over 20 goals in all competitions. How highly do you rate him?
Listen, I think he's a good player playing for Arsenal. He's a good striker up front, big lad, and can control the ball quite well. The first time I saw him play live was the North London derby in between Arsenal. It was Tottenham Arsenal, and I was at White Hart Lane. I watched him play, and obviously I kind of like the way he played, because he's strong and he's always ready to fight. But I think playing as a striker, and for a club like Arsenal, you have to add a little bit of technical ability into your game to be much better. But overall, he's good, scoring a lot of goals. But if he can work on his first touch, on his turning with the ball, that can definitely be a good advantage for the club. But he said overall, he's doing better. He's getting better. He's getting used to the Premier League. He's getting used to the English culture. He's doing well.
I wanted to ask you just about the Arsenal fan base, because we've been hearing from a lot of them this morning. Some would say they're quite an entitled bunch and they want everybody to love Arsenal the way they do. How do you find the Arsenal fan base? And when you scored for Man City against Arsenal, you ran the length of the pitch. Do you regret that moment?
Obviously, to say, if I want to be honest, if you ask me if I regret, no, I didn't regret, because listen, they were giving me a hard time, and obviously then my father already passed away, and I still have my mother. So getting my parents involved, insulting my parents was something that I can never take slightly. And I think obviously playing for Arsenal was one of the biggest things that happened in my career, and everybody knows this. I said it out there loud and clear, because Arsenal my idol in football used to play for Arsenal, who's Kanu Nwankwo. He used to wear the number 25. I took over his number. I took over his locker room in the dressing room. And for me, to join Arsenal was the biggest achievement in my career. But the way the things end up was a little bit not nasty. But at the end of the day, I'm happy. They are happy. They know, what, life goes on. If you ask me if I regret, I don't regret. But I'm happy also giving them something back, because at the end of the day, if I can't represent and defend my parents, I don't know who would do it for me. So it's kind of doing my job.
You're spot on, Emmanuel. I don't blame you at all. I would have done the same, mate.
Thank you.
Looking at the title race, Manchester City messing up against Everton. How do you think it's going to go? Who do you think will win it in the end?
Who do I think will win it? If you ask me today, I will still tell you that I think Man City will win it, but I would like Arsenal to win it because it has been over a decade. They have been fighting for that even when I was there. We were fighting for it. Obviously, in April, then sometime in March and April, it's all over, and we drop points at Wigan, at Bolton, wherever you can call it. Then we saw the league sliding out of our hand. But this year they're doing quite well, and the good thing is that defensively they are very good. But now they have to win the last 3 games to win the league. And obviously, Man City again dropping points at Everton. They will come back stronger. They will manage with their manager, with the players, with the experienced team they had. They will do everything possible to win the last 3 games and wait for Arsenal to drop points so they can be champion. But trust me, it's not going to be an easy task for both of them. Let's see who win. But I wish, for the first time, I wish Arsenal wins it because they have been working towards this for so long time.
Emmanuel, I don't know if you watched the game last week between PSG and Bayern Munich, but any ex-striker I've spoken to said they wish they played for both of those teams. That was a game for football, wasn't it?
You know what? To be honest with you, I would say it's one of the best games I ever witnessed with my eyes on TV. Yes. And obviously watching it on the big screen in the garden with friends and, like friends are chatting about football. I have a lot of footballers, old national team players with me. And it was entertaining from Bayern players to PSG players. It's just incredible to watch, and they got some great talent. And obviously, if you ask me today to choose a team to play for, it's definitely going to be either Bayern or Paris Saint-Germain because of the way they played, because of the quality of the players, because of the mentality of the players. I'm just so happy for Vinny Kompany, a coach that used to be a player that I have a big chance to play with for 3.5 years. A great mentality, great man, great leader, and him doing quite well today with one of the best teams in the world of football is just incredible, and all my credit go out to Vinny Kompany.
Isn't it funny? Life comes at you fast in football. You're relegated with Burnley, and then you're in a Champions League final with Bayern. Quickly, just before we let you go, Spurs, your former side, what's the problem at the club? Do you think you can survive relegation?
I'm praying for them to survive because I can never dream or see a club like a club of this magnitude and this kind of, like when they say bigger historical club in England. We've been mentioning Liverpool, Manchester United, Everton, Aston Villa, and at some point you have to mention Tottenham. And them struggling today and them being in a position where they can be relegated into the I don't know whether you guys call it Coca-Cola ship or I don't know how you call it. That would be a shame. That would be a shame for football.
That'd be funny though.
I'm pretty sure they will do everything possible. They have good team with good players, but they just have to link up together, connect together as a team to be able to go through this obstacle, to be able to go through this dark moment in their career. I can see them playing in the second division with players like Kudus, with players like Richarlison, Bissouma. Yes. They have great players, so it's just not normal. And obviously, looking at their stadium, also it's one of the best stadiums right now in England, not to say in the world. So for them to go into relegated into the second division, it doesn't make sense to football.
Okay.
Emmanuel, please send us some good weather. We're cold and wet here. You're enjoying your weather back home? I
promise you, by the time it will be around 1, 2, 3 p.m., the weather will be much better.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
That's it again. Agbonlahor.
Legend, thank you.
Yeah, what a treat to have you on the
Thank you, big man.
One love.